Salarah Starre is a UK-based advanced law of attraction teacher trainer, coach, public speaker, and leading wellness expert. She will share life-changing wisdom about the law of attraction and how you can use this powerful universal law to build a foundation for bigger and bolder manifesting results. It is time to create the life you deserve, and with Salarah's help, you will.
And a very, very warm welcome to Manifesting Made Easy with myself, Salarah Starre. It's such an honor and an absolute pleasure to be with you once again. I can't believe how quick the weeks go, actually. And I was hop, skip and a jump to my computer this morning, ready to record another uplifting show, sharing my tips, tools and wisdoms that I have collated over a number of years now, which have created magical results in my life and the lives of hundreds of clients that I work with as well. And it feels really nice to impart this wisdom with you too. And a special shout out and thank you to all of those who have sent me lovely messages with regards to the show and how much you're enjoying it, how much you're taking away from it. I really, really appreciate the feedback. It means a lot to me to know that I'm not just speaking to thin air. that the wisdom I'm sharing is actually making a difference in your life somehow, somewhere. So that's absolutely wonderful. So thank you once again for that. So last time we spoke about gratitude and how important gratitude is in any practice, but specifically with the law of attraction. And gratitude is one of the purest heart-based vibrations that can really expand our consciousness, expand our energy field, and attract to us more of the same. And I have a beautiful gratitude practice morning and night where I focus on all the things that I'm grateful for in my life, past, present and future. And I wake up feeling good, I go to bed feeling good, and I'm more able to tune in to things throughout the day that I'm also deeply, deeply grateful for as well. So that is something that I think, almost is a must, if you like, as far as a daily practice goes. We will at some point be talking about the importance of a daily practice when it comes to the law of attraction. Consistency, focus, and intention are key in order to materialize your dreams. So that's something to keep a little eye out for. Today I want to share with you a really, really beautiful little game that I've been playing for many, many years now. It's very simple as well, which I love things that are simple and easy, make me feel good and help me get great results. I'm sure you're kind of nodding there going, yeah, I do too. I think sometimes as humans we tend to complicate things and put too much thought into it, where in actual fact, remember, manifestation is all about feeling first, manifestation second. It's very, very important to remember that. Therefore, games like Wouldn't It Be Nice If, gratitude, and a simple game that I'm going to be sharing with you in a moment is so important. And remember, one size doesn't fit all. I'm sharing with you a plethora of tools, and it's going to be up to you to use these tools and see which ones ignite you, which ones really expand your consciousness, which ones leave you feeling really, really good about yourself. Those are the ones that you want to keep in your toolkit, and those are the ones that you want to use on a regular basis to help maintain that base level vibration, but also help to accelerate that at times as well. So this particular game, it's called the I Love game. And it is a very, very simple game where you just set the timer for 5 or so minutes, or you can play this with your friends, your family, and you just take it in turns to list everything that you love. Because remember, from a law of attraction perspective, where attention goes, energy flows. And if you're focusing on what you love, you're going to attract more of the same, right? So you just finish the sentence as many times as you can. So I love. So for example, I absolutely love chocolate. You're probably thinking, yeah, I like chocolate too. I love the sun. I love the beach. I love my friends. I love sharing this wisdom with you. I absolutely love my work. I love my beautiful dogs. I love my family. And you just go on and on and on. I love chocolate brownies. I love sitting by a warm, cozy fire. I love having a nice long chat with my friends on the phone. I love it when wonderful new opportunities come my way. I love feeling good. I love looking good. And you just go on and on and on. And it actually can be quite funny when you do it with your friends and with your family, because some of the things that they say can actually be, well, give you inspiration to start with, but also, you know, can actually create quite a laugh as well. I remember running a retreat once and I played this game. And one lady, she said, I love it when my husband wears these really sexy shorts. And I love it because I just want to ravage him. And the whole group just burst into uncontrollable laughter. And then, of course, that then set everybody else off. So everyone else was laughing, everybody else was coming out with these kind of wacky I love things. And it really raises vibrations. I know laughter vibrates on a high frequency. So it is important to connect to that laughter energy as much as possible. And that does come from more of the feminine aspect of self, where it's more creative, more open to fun and flow. You know, we get stuck sometimes in the rigid masculine energy, and the rigid masculine energy is great if we want to get things done, but it's not the most powerful energy to manifest on. So these games are designed to expand our consciousness, designed to raise our vibrations, designed to lift us up and open our heart, because that's where the magic of true manifesting comes from. So I invite you now just to pause this recording, and if you're on your own or if you're with your friends, just take a moment to play the I love game. And if you have paused the recording, if I can speak properly, if you have paused the recording and you're back now, I want you to notice, how do you feel? Because if it's feeling first and manifestation second, then it's important for us to become aware of how we feel when we do certain things. You think, actually, when I do that, I feel really good. Right, top of my list, that's something that I need to do more often. Or actually, when I do that, that doesn't leave me feeling very good. You know, it kind of lowers my energy, leaves me feeling a bit drained. Then it's important not to do as much of that. So part and parcel of becoming a really powerful manifester, and to make manifesting super easy, is to learn to tune into your feeling body and notice how you feel when you do certain things. It's Esther and Jerry Hicks. They get you to ask the question is, am I having fun? And if the answer is yes, then you keep going. If the answer is no, then it's like, okay, I think we might need to change course here. But I want to remind you that the law of attraction is absolutely not about spiritual bypassing. I'm going to run a separate podcast on that at some point soon, because it's a very, very important topic. You know, the law of attraction doesn't enable us to be lazy, to be greedy. That's all lower vibrational states of being, which actually essentially come from not feeling safe or fear. And unfortunately, that then just injects more of that fear-based energy into the energy signature of our manifestations and creates limited results. So the best time to manifest is when we're feeling good, when we're feeling uplifted, and you can pop on a good song. Personally, I absolutely love Karen Drucker, and I love her songs, so I'm going to see if I can get her on one of the podcasts at some point, because I'd love to introduce you to her and to her music, because it is one of the tools in my toolkit that is so ridiculously uplifting. And she's got a whole host of different songs, from gratitude to receiving to everything. In fact, you know what? I'm feeling a bit inspired to play something in the background now for you. The only thing that I will say is I'm going to be playing this from my phone, so it could sound a bit tinny, but I will give you the exact name of the track so that you can then go and find it as well. Let me just find that for you now. So this particular one that I'm going to play for you, I'm only going to just play a little bit of it just to give you a bit of a taster, but it's called I've Got the Power. And it is so uplifting. Let me just find it. I've got the power. I love it when things come from an inspirational perspective, because it means I'm absolutely not prepared. I love the way that the universe works. So Karen Drucker, Karen, and surname Drucker, and this is her song, I've Got the Power. You got the power, we got the power. Nice deep breath in. I got the power, you got the power, we got the power. Move your hips. I got the power, you got the power, you got the power. Nice cheesy grin. I got the power, you got the power, we got the power. And I find music like this is so uplifting, but it's kind of singing affirmations along. Here we go. Okay, here we go. I've got the power to make all my dreams come true. I've got the power, there's nothing I can't do. I've got the power to be anything I want. I've got the power inside of me. I've got the power deep inside me. Do you like my backing singing? Okay, so music like this is absolutely imperative and important to have in your toolkit. Finding ways to uplift and raise your vibrations is going to be one of the best gifts that you can give yourself in order to become the magnet to attract your dreams and more to you. Okay, so now we're getting into the phase of the part of our process where we start to put our little toolkit together. Games we can play when we're feeling like we need a boost of energy, music that we can put on when we feel like we just want to connect to that kind of divine feminine aspect of self, raise our vibrations, open our heart, and help us to connect to the playfulness of our being. Affirmations, of course, which I love Karen's work because we can do that through music. And there's so much more. Of course, we've got meditation, we've got mindfulness, we've got morning breath work. There's so many different things that we can do, and I strongly urge you in a positive way to create a well-being practice that is going to support your manifestations. Even if you just start with setting your alarm 5 minutes earlier and setting your intention for the day, you're going to be starting the day on the right foot. You're going to be consciously creating and designing the day that you want to experience, rather than it all being on autopilot and experiencing it all by default. You know, life happening to you as opposed to for you. So remember, you've got the power, as Karen would say, you've got the power to be anything you want. You have the power inside of you, and it's finding ways to access that power, to activate that power in order to become that powerful, powerful magnet that each and every one of us are. So remember, the I Love game is one of your best friends. Pop on some music, create yourself a lovely uplifting playlist that leaves you feeling good. I mean, if you look at my playlist, it's a little bit on the cheesy side, I have to say. I'm into all the kind of like 80s music and, you know, and such like. I just absolutely love it. But it leaves me feeling good. So it doesn't matter what it is. If it leaves you feeling good, then you want to play more of it, and as often as possible, to lift and raise your vibrations. So one celebrity that I've always absolutely adored is Jim Carrey. I think he's a bit like Marmite. You either love him or you hate him. Personally, I love him and I love Marmite. I just love his character. I love how funny he is. I absolutely love the film Yes Man. So I highly recommend you taking some time out to watch Yes Man. It's got some very powerful messages in there. And by the time you finish the film, you're going to start saying yes to life and yes to more things. But quite a few funny things happen along the journey, actually, with Jim in that film. So it's fun, it's uplifting, but it's also got empowering messages. I have to say, I don't resonate with all of the films, but Yes Man definitely has been one of my favorite. And Jim Carrey has always been a fan of the law of attraction. You know, he's been using it for many, many years, and he has got great results. You know, it's been reported that he did come from a deprived background, you know, which, you know, I'm sad to hear that for him, but also it gives the likes of you and I hope. It's like, wow, okay, so, you know, if he was just like you and I at one point, then that means that if he can do it, then we can too, right? And also, he suffered from depression for many, many years. I mean, depression is not something I've fully experienced, but anxiety has definitely been a big part of my journey too. And I have to say, after doing a lot of this work, I feel so much better, and I very rarely have any of those awful anxiety attacks anymore. He had to drop out of school, actually, at a very young age, and he got a job as a janitor to help support his family. And he learned to work with the principles of the law of attraction, and you know, I think out of desperation, which is where some of us are attracted to this kind of work as well, in order to create the life that he desired as well. And it's well documented that Jim Carrey explains that in 1990, he wrote himself a check for $10 million. And he put on there, it's for acting services rendered. And he said he was absolutely broke at the time. He dated it for Thanksgiving 1995. And he said, I wrote myself a check for acting services rendered, and I gave myself 5 years, or maybe 3, he said, and I dated it Thanksgiving 1995, and I put it in my wallet, and I kept it there. And the way he describes that, it deteriorated and it deteriorated, and then just before Thanksgiving 1995, he found out that he was going to make 10 million in the film Dumb and Dumber. And he says, I believe in manifestation. And this bit I absolutely love. He says, I believe in putting a rocket of desire out into the universe, and you will absolutely get it when you believe it. And I'm sure loads of people then scrambled onto the secret website and downloaded all these universe checks. And, you know, it's actually something I did recently on a women's retreat. We downloaded the checks and we wrote ourselves out some checks as well. So I'll keep you updated with the progress of that particular manifestation for us all. You know, but essentially, this is a fun and uplifting way to bring our desires into reality. There are things that we do need to also be aware of along the way. You know, manifesting isn't just about asking, believing, and receiving, and wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, you get what you want on your lap. It does take some extra work because we do have some hidden blocks. We may have some limiting beliefs. There may be hurts and pains from the past that are unresolved, which keep our vibration in a very dense energy. So our job is to not only do these uplifting things, singing and dancing and affirmations and visualizations and journaling, but it's also taking a deeper dive into some of the a shadow aspect of self, which is stopping our manifestations from coming true. Because I work with so many people in my coaching practice, you know, that do everything that the books say, everything that the YouTube videos say, but unfortunately, their manifestations don't happen, or they get the opposite of what they want. And they're like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. And then when we start to dive into limiting beliefs, like I said before, hurts, pains, or resentments from the past that are unresolved, then it can very much keep a person locked in a lower vibrational frequency. But it's okay, because as soon as we identify it and we do some work, that particular block is removed, and then bam, manifestations start to fly to them like magic. So I just wanted to make that clear, that there is a lot more to it. It's not just a case of one size fits all. There's a specific, we all have our own unique energy signature, if you like, when it comes to manifesting, and it's just kind of figuring that one out. So I wanted to share that about Jim Carrey, because I absolutely love him. Huge inspiration. So thank you, Jim. Wouldn't it be nice if I got Jim Carrey on the show? Hallelujah. I'd love that. Okay, but what I also want to share today, and I think this is really important for us to ponder, and this is something we spoke about on the retreat as well, and it's something that I ask my Law of Attraction students who are qualifying as Law of Attraction teachers to ponder on as well. To think about, well, what is the ultimate goal in life? So what would you say? So just take a moment just to think about, well, what is the ultimate goal in life? And most people at this time would say, well, isn't it to be happy? No, well, isn't it to be fulfilled? Well, isn't it this? Isn't it that? So ultimately, we're all looking to experience some kind of feeling, whether it's feeling safe, feeling secure, feeling happy, feeling fulfilled. And many of us then take action based on trying, if you like. I don't really like the word trying, and I'll share in one of the podcasts why, but just for the purpose of this, trying to find a way to access those internal states. So whatever we seek to achieve, ultimately, it's intended to make us feel something, whether it's that feeling of safety, feeling of happiness. So what we then do is we look for ways to trigger that internal feeling, if you like. So whether it be buying a new car, is it the new car that we want, or is it the feeling that the new car gives us? I always remembered thinking that I know that I would have succeeded when I bought myself a Mercedes, because my dad had one. It was the height of his success when he had one as well. So I kind of saw that as a symbolic reference of success. So I did end up getting a Mercedes at one point, and on reflection, was it actually the Mercedes that I wanted, or was it the feeling of success that the Mercedes gave me? You know, some people want to, you know, some people go buy a new outfit. Is it the new outfit that they want, or is it the feeling that the new outfit gives them? So imagine if we were able to access the feelings would we still want the things? Because we reach for external material matter to try and activate these feelings inside. So some people would say, well, that could be classed as a spiritual bypass, because we're not actually doing the inner work to access and activate those feelings. We're using external matter to help us to get there. And that's why a lot of people end up living their life feeling empty, unsatisfied, and unfulfilled. And no matter how many new clothes we get, no matter how many times we change our car, it's like a thirst that we can't quench. It's because our soul wants to learn to be able to access those feelings first, rather than needing the external matter to access that. A lot of people get in a huge amount of debt trying to access these inner internal feelings of safety, of happiness, of joy, of feeling good about themselves, of worthiness. And so it's important to remember that all these wonderful feelings, they must come from within us first. You know, that's why it is so important to make your life as enjoyable as you can, by bringing joy into your heart and by bringing joy into all your activities. So spending time doing the things that we really, really love to do, hence asking you to connect into the energy of the I love game. What is it that you love? And how can you do more of that? It's not to say, by the way, that there's anything wrong with material matter. Being an earth sign, I absolutely love a lot that is on offer in the material world. I love it. The problem is when something like that becomes our God, or when something like that becomes a way of bypassing accessing the activation of internal states of being. When we start to access and activate these internal states of being without needing these outside influences to enhance that feeling or sensation for us, which is short-lived, by the way, we feel a lot happier within ourselves, and we're less likely then to need these things in our life. Yeah, sure, that we can have them in our life and we can enjoy them, but we don't need them because we're already feeling those wonderful feelings inside. So that's why it's important to do things that really feed your soul. You know, so yeah, it's okay. You may have goals of getting a better job, or of making more money, but remember, the ultimate goal that we are looking to fulfill as human beings is that of happiness, feelings of safety, feelings of security, feelings of calm, feelings of belonging. And, you know, just kind of ending that part of the show is life is meant to be fun. It's not to say that we're going to be happy, clappy Pollyannas and ignore our internal emotional needs. You know, there's going to be days that we feel down. There's going to be days that we're going to feel a little bit low, a bit down, a bit agitated. That's normal. We're human, and it's okay to feel like that. So I'm one of these coaches and mentors that very much focus on honoring our feelings, connecting with them. How am I feeling today? So you may want to do that now. You just take a moment to connect to your feeling body. Get out of your head. That's kind of like this rigid masculine energy, which doesn't really create an opening for wonderful abundance of the feminine flow. So going into the feeling body, whether you're male or female, whether you've got a feminine or masculine core, it doesn't really matter. It's accessing that beautiful divine feminine energy and asking yourself, well, how am I feeling today? How am I really feeling? And it's okay to be really honest. Don't worry about the law of attraction, where attention goes, energy flows, because whether you pay attention or not to the base feeling that is vibrating underneath, subconsciously, you're still going to attract that of which you're feeling, whether you pay attention to it or not. So that's why it's important to tune in. Well, how am I feeling? And I did some work at a charity event last night, and I asked the same question to one particular lady. I said, how are you feeling? And she said, actually, as I connect into my heart and I quiet my head down, she said, I'm feeling really sad. And that sadness was an underlying frequency that she was carrying around with her all the time. So it wouldn't matter how many affirmations and visualizations she did. If she didn't deal with the sadness that was going on underneath, she would never then raise her vibrations and reach new levels. So I got her to ask herself, what is it that I most need? What do I need most right now? So the very loving part of her was speaking to the sad part of her. Well, what is it you need, sweetheart? What do you need right now? And she burst into tears and she said, I just need space. I'm so busy all the time, running my kids here, running my kids there. I've got this autoimmune disease. I'm absolutely shattered most days. And even though I have to keep going, remember very much the masculine energy, underneath it, I'm weeping. I'm tired. So when she became aware of that, she's then able to do something about it in order to alchemize it, in order to raise her vibrations. But if we happy clappy Pollyanna and pretend all of this other emotional stuff isn't happening, we're never really going to truly be able to get to the root of what is going on and why we may not be experiencing what we want to experience on the levels we want to experience it. But when we go into connecting, we're more able then to solution find to help us on a much deeper level, and our vibrations raise naturally as a result of that. So I said to her, what is it you need most right now? She said, I need space. And now it's like, well, how can you incorporate some of that space into your day? How can you find that time for quietness, for stillness, for breathing? Because remember, feelings first, manifestation second. So on a feeling level, she had this huge amount of sadness that she wasn't consciously aware of because she was living in her head most of the time. But now she can do something about it. And she said, well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get up half an hour before the rest of the house gets up, and I'm just going to enjoy the quietness. I'm just going to enjoy having space just to breathe and be still. And I said, now tuning into your future self, having given yourself that gift, how do you feel? She said, I just feel relieved. I said, why? She said, because it feels like somebody's listening. It feels like I'm not alone. I feel like I'm supported. And that listening, that deep listening, that heartfelt listening, that heartfelt support that can only come from us can be an absolute game changer in all areas of our life. But of course, we're talking about manifesting on this show. It can raise our vibrations tenfold. So now she's going to go away. She's going to have this wonderful space. She's really listening to herself. She's going to feel that sense of support, that sense of relief. Energetically now, she's going to expand her field, which is going to open her up to attracting more of what she wishes to experience in her life. So I'm going to ask you, like, tune into yourself, tune into what is really going on. Don't worry about the happy clappy Pollyanna. Don't worry about what you're manifesting, because if you don't pay attention to the feelings that are going on underneath, then it's going to take you a lot longer to get where it is that you want to get to from a manifesting perspective. And at least when you know the feelings that you are experiencing inside, you are then able to do something about them. Whether, like this lady, it just meant changing her daily routine, or you can say, right, I'm going to need a coach or a mentor or a friend to help me out with this one because I don't know what to do. I feel stuck. But at least the door then opens to the next phase of your journey. And when that's cleared and resolved, bam, you raise your vibrations. Hallelujah. And it's the most beautiful feeling. So feelings first, manifestation second. Today we've been discussing how to connect to those feelings, how to really deeply listen to what is going on, and how to alchemize those feelings, and also how to raise your vibrations and live a life of fun and joy and expansiveness and playfulness and creativity by popping on some good old-fashioned music, letting you just swing your hips and just free dancing, dance like nobody's watching. You've heard that saying before. Just allowing yourself to be in the flow of fun, because that way, my friends, you become a natural magnet for all good in the universe. And it comes very effortlessly with very, very little focus. Okay. Oh, I've just remembered we didn't take our nice, slow, long, deep breath in. So let's do that now. So taking in a slow, deep breath, but just imagine now that you are breathing in all the positive energy available in the universe. And you have the ability now to breathe that energy into your mind, your body, your soul. So just imagine, you might want to imagine it as beautiful, divine, luminescent white light. 360 degrees all around you. Breathe it in. And as you exhale, just exhale any old energy, any old tension that no longer serves you, any old belief patterns. And do that a couple of more times, breathing in that beautiful light all around you, 360 degrees. Imagine it creating a beautiful protection force field of the whole of your energy field. So you can imagine that you're sat in a beautiful cocoon of divine luminescent white light. As you exhale, just allow any tensions, any old beliefs just to leave your being. And do that one more time. Slow, controlled, long, deep breath in. Breathing in. I had to stop the recording then. The doorbell went, as you could hear, and Teddy has the loudest bark ever. Anyway, that's kind of like given me the opportunity just to wrap up the podcast for today. I thought we had a really, really good run. Whenever I do these podcasts, I always kind of like sit here with bated breath waiting for the door to go, because knowing just how high-pitched his bark is. But today we already had a delivery, so I thought that's okay, we're safe. I got half an hour, and the universe was like, we got something else planned for you. So anyway, play the I love game with your friends and with your family, raise your vibrations, pop on some really good music, and take time to connect with yourself and your energy. You'll be so grateful you did, and your manifestations will fly to you like absolute magic. Anyway, I'm going to pop some links in the show description today, so you can join my Facebook group, Become a Master Manifester. I'm going to be doing a show, a live tonight with a dear friend of mine called Yehuda. We're going to be talking a little bit about the dark side of manifesting. Sounds a bit creepy, it's not. It's very enlightening, so come along and listen to that. If you're listening to the show later on, you can still scroll down on the news feed for that one. And remember, I have got a free moon ceremony where we do a lot of manifestation on the 25th of October, and you can go to the events page on salarahstar.com. All right, but wishing you all an absolutely beautiful day or evening wherever you are in the world, and sending you much love along your journey. Take care. Bye for now.
Thanks for listening. Salarah Starre will be back next week with great insights into the law of attraction. In the meantime, please visit salarahstar.com.